MVPs, rings, defensive titles, scoring titles, all-star selections. When you think of NBA greatness, these are the accolades that usually come to mind. But here's the real question. What truly defines a legacy? Is it just the hardware? Or is it how you change the game, inspire fans, and leave a mark that lasts forever? Because if we only judged greatness by trophies, Bill Russell would be the GOAT, and not Michael Jordan. Sorry, LeBron, no disrespect. But we're getting way off track here. The truth is, greatness isn't just about rings. It's about the unforgettable moments, the style, and the way a player reshapes basketball forever. Some of the most electrifying stars in history never got that shiny ring on their finger. Some have MVPs, but no titles. Others snagged rings, but never earned an MVP or Finals MVP. And then there are a few who never won either, but still changed the game for good. We're starting at number 8 and working our way to number 1. So buckle up, because you don't need a ring to be remembered as a legend. Tracey McGrady, T-Mac to the fans, was poetry in motion on the basketball court. Smooth jumper? Check. Kyrie-like ball handling? Absolutely. The ability to score from literally anywhere on the floor? That was his trademark. For 15 seasons, McGrady dazzled NBA crowds with silky moves and scoring outbursts that left defenders lost and fans on their feet. 7 All-Star nods and 2 scoring titles later, he cemented himself as one of the deadliest offensive weapons the league has ever seen. But here's the catch. T-Mac's career is almost defined by what if. What if injuries hadn't stolen his prime? What if he'd landed on a team built around his greatness? His highlight reel reads like a highlight movie. Who could forget those jaw-dropping 13 points in 33 seconds against the Spurs in 2004? Pure clutch magic. But the nagging injuries, they were relentless. They robbed him of the consistency needed to push deep into the playoffs, and ultimately a shot at a championship ring. It's the cruel what-if that hangs over his legacy. Still, McGrady's influence on basketball is undeniable. He proved finesse, creativity, and skill could rival pure athleticism and power. A whole generation of players studied his moves, trying to channel that same scoring artistry. T-Mac reminds us that greatness isn't always about rings. It's about the magic and moments you create that live forever.
Comes McGrady, no timeouts remaining. McGrady for the win. Yes! 1.7 to go.
Chris Paul is the quintessential floor general, the kind of player who runs the show without ever hogging the spotlight. Known as CP3, he's not just a phenomenal passer or scorer. He's a basketball brainiac with leadership that commands respect. Across his storied career, Paul has stacked up all-star selections and led the league in assists multiple times, solidifying his spot among the greatest point guards ever. What sets CP3 apart isn't just his passing, it's how he controls the entire pace and rhythm of the game. Think of him as the coach on the floor, reading defenses like a book, dropping pinpoint passes at just the right moment, and orchestrating the offense like a symphony. His defense? Equally impressive. Quick hands, sharp instincts, and a knack for steals make him a nightmare for opponents. But here's the heartbreaker. Despite all his brilliance, the NBA championship has always slipped through his fingers. Playoff heartbreaks, injuries, and tough opponents blocked his path. Yet, CP3's impact transcends rings. He redefined what it means to be a point guard today. Scoring, playmaking, defense, and that relentless competitive fire. Off the court, Paul is a leader and mentor, elevating teammates and young stars alike. His career is proof that true greatness isn't just about personal stats or trophies. It's about raising the game and inspiring everyone around you every single night.
Ball against Magruder. uses the pick, gets the freedom, scores a jump shot.
When you hear Damian Lillard's name, one thing instantly comes to mind: Dame time. That nickname didn't just happen by accident. Remember that moment when he nailed a 37-foot buzzer beater over the point guard to send them home? Yeah, that's Dame in a nutshell. Lillard has this almost supernatural ability to rise when the pressure's highest, hitting clutch shots that leave fans breathless and opponents speechless. His shooting range? Basically unlimited. Pull up from way beyond the arc and he's sinking it like it's nothing. Add in fearless drives to the basket and nerves of steel, and you've got one of the most clutch finishers the NBA has ever seen. His highlight reels are full of those moments where he flips the script, turning hopeless situations into legendary wins. Sure, he's got multiple All-Star nods and All-NBA honors, consistently ranking among the league's top scoring guards. But that NBA championship, it's still out there, just beyond his grasp. Carrying the Portland Trailblazers on his back for years, battling stacked playoff opponents, tough matchups, and injuries on his team, Lillard's pursuit of that ring has often felt like a lonely road, without the superstar support some others enjoy. And then came his big move to the Milwaukee Bucks. New team, fresh hopes, but their playoff run was cut painfully short, ending in the first round against the Indiana Pacers. To make matters worse, Lillard tore his Achilles during that series, a brutal injury that rocked the league. Now a free agent, the question looms large: where does Dame go next? What really makes Damian Lillard stand out isn't just the skill or the clutch gene, it's his loyalty and leadership. In an era when so many stars jump ship chasing bigger markets and easier titles, Lillard's commitment to Portland is rare. He sticks it out, fights for the city, and shows what resilience really looks like. His story reminds us greatness isn't just about trophies. It's about heart, grit, and showing up when it matters most.
Lillard, long-range three, and it's good! At the buzzer!
Say Vince Carter's name and the first thing you think of? His dunks. Highlight reels that still get crowds on their feet. Vinsanity wasn't just a nickname. It was a whole phenomenon. Carter brought style, excitement, and pure athleticism that changed the NBA's entertainment game for over 2 decades. His prime, packed with some of the most iconic dunks ever seen, inspiring generations of young players to believe they could fly. But Vince's story goes way beyond just dunking. It's a masterclass in longevity and evolution. As the years passed and his athleticism naturally slowed, Vince didn't fade away. He adapted. He transformed from the high-flying dunker everyone loved into a smart scorer, a veteran mentor, and a respected leader. Staying relevant into his late 30s and early 40s in such a tough sport, that's almost unheard of. And sure, Vince never grabbed that NBA championship ring, but his impact, that goes far beyond trophies. He showed the world how to blend flair with skill, how to entertain without losing substance. His career is a lesson in evolving with the game and staying passionate through it all. Vinsanity is more than a nickname. It's a symbol of excitement, professionalism, and pure love for basketball. Vince's legacy teaches us that influence isn't measured only in rings, but in the joy and inspiration a player brings to the game.
The other day, here's Carter extending and scores! Vince Carter goes glass, and he's tied the game at 9.
Charles Barkley was the ultimate NBA underdog story. A 6'6" power forward playing like he was 7 feet tall, he didn't fit the typical mold, but he dominated with a blend of brute strength, skill, and sheer willpower. Over 16 seasons, Barkley averaged an impressive 22 points and 11 rebounds per game, battling giants like Patrick Ewing and Dikembe Mutombo with relentless tenacity. His nickname, the Round Mound of Rebound, perfectly captured his ability to out-muscle taller players despite his stocky frame. But Barkley was more than stats and physicality. His fiery personality, sharp wit, and often controversial takes made him a beloved figure on and off the court. He played with unmatched passion, always fighting to prove the doubters wrong. Though he never won a championship, coming closest in 1993 with the Suns' finals run against Michael Jordan's Bulls, Barkley's legacy remains untouchable. Today, he's one of the most influential NBA analysts, proving that true impact isn't just about rings, it's about changing the game and culture forever.
That's the reason he didn't finish the play.
It counts.
Williams, and he's going to spin on him, but then he's going to dunk it right over Scottie Pippen.
Carmelo Anthony's name is synonymous with pure scoring talent. From day one, Melo announced himself as an offensive powerhouse with a silky shooting touch and an uncanny ability to create shots from anywhere. Across nearly 2 decades, he snatched multiple scoring titles and earned perennial All-Star nods, routinely dropping 20-plus points per game and torching defenses. What sets Melo apart is his unique mix of size, skill, and footwork. Standing 6'8", he wasn't just a shooter, he was a craftsman. Post-ups, face-up jumpers, fadeaways, and catch-and-shoot threes were all part of his lethal arsenal. Melo's smooth scoring style disguised a fierce competitor who could take control when it mattered most. Defenders dreaded his offensive creativity and versatility. Yet, despite his scoring brilliance, Melo's story is often overshadowed by his missing championship ring. Critics questioned whether his style meshed with winning teams. But Carmelo's legacy runs deeper than rings. His resilience, adaptation with age, and mentoring young players, plus international success with Team USA, solidify his place as a true basketball icon. Impact isn't just trophies, it's skill, dedication, and legacy.
Guarded by Covington. 3 seconds. Carmelo shoots and hits. Carmelo Anthony with 3/10 of a second remaining.
James Harden, affectionately known as the Beard, flipped the NBA's offensive playbook on its head. That step-back three, it's like his signature move, the mic drop of basketball scoring. And don't get me started on his crafty handles or the way he draws fouls like a magnet. Seriously, who else gets opponents to foul out just by looking at them funny? Harden's stats scream MVP. Multiple scoring titles and all-star nods stacked like a highlight reel. But Harden's offense has been a love it or hate it debate since day one. On one hand, you've got fans admiring his wizardry, how he creates space like Houdini, and runs games with an almost unfair mix of scoring and passing. On the other, critics say, "Hey, where's the defense?" and accuse him of playing the foul game like it's a chess match. Cheating the flow? Maybe. Genius? Definitely. Whatever camp you're in, Harden's offensive influence can't be ignored. He came close, oh so close to that championship ring with the Rockets, but injuries and brutal playoff battles stood in his way. So yeah, no ring yet, but who's counting when you're rewriting how guards attack the basket? Harden made the step-back three the move, and drawing fouls has become an art form because of him. And don't forget, he's not just scoring. He dishes out assists like he's running a basketball factory. So if you thought rings are the only thing that define greatness, Harden's career is here to challenge that. It's about shaking up the game and leaving a mark no trophy can capture.
Difference of 2 seconds, game clock and shot clock. Harden sizing up Horford. It's a three. Good! Harden's got 45!
Allen Iverson wasn't just a player. He was a cultural earthquake that shook the NBA to its core. Known as the Answer, standing just 6 feet tall. Yeah, short by NBA standards, but man, did he pack a punch. His crossover, legendary. His fearless scoring, unmatched. Iverson didn't just play basketball, he owned the court with grit and swagger, making defenders look silly every night. You ever see someone run past you so fast you wonder if they've got a cheat code? That was Iverson. Iverson's trophy case might be missing a ring, but his resume is anything but empty. 2001 MVP, 11-time All-Star, 4 scoring titles, but it's the relentless heart that defined him more than any award. Remember that 48-point explosion in Game 1 of the 2001 Finals? He carried the Sixers on his back, refusing to back down, even against the Lakers dynasty. Still, that elusive championship slipped through his fingers, and the Sixers fell short. But Iverson's legacy goes way beyond hardwood stats. He brought hip-hop culture, attitude, and a raw edge that changed NBA fashion and player expression forever. Remember when he wore those braids and tattoos and rocked those baggy clothes? He wasn't just a player. He was the face of a generation. So yeah, no ring, but who cares? Iverson showed us greatness is about shaking things up, inspiring millions, and playing with pure, unapologetic heart. And honestly, isn't that what basketball is all about?
Allen for the record! Yes! 52 points for Iverson, a record for a 76er in a playoff game.
So, what's the takeaway? This list isn't about knocking rings. It's about celebrating the greatness that comes in many forms. These players changed the game, inspired millions, and built legacies that transcend hardware. Championships matter, sure, but impact, heart, and the way you play, that's what makes a true legend. And hey, maybe someday some of these players will get that ring. But until then, their stories remind us that greatness isn't just about the trophy case. It's about the journey, the passion, and the memories that live on forever.